Hi everyone, myself Divya from EC Department of Sheffield Engineering College. Today I am going to discuss about the introduction to radar systems. So what is a radar? So radar is an electromagnetic basis system that works by radiating electromagnetic waves and then studying the echo signals or reflector waves. So it is an electromagnetic system or electromagnetic detection system that sends some electromagnetic signals through space and then it receives some echo signals from the target or from the object. So by that received signals or by that echo signals, it performs the remaining calculations or required calculations. So the full form of radar or the acronym of radar is radio detection and ranging. Here RA means radio, D means detection, A means N, and R means range. So radio detection and ranging. We can also call it as radio direction and range. Radio direction and ranging. So radio means we are sending the radio signals or electromagnetic signals, and detection refers to whether the target is present or not. So the target may be a stationary target or a non-stationary target. That means the target may be stationary or else it may be a moving target. And ranging means the distance between the radar and the target. So by sending the electromagnetic signals, we are finding that whether the target is present or not, and if there is a target, and we can also find the distance of a target from the radar. And we can also find the velocity and angle by using the information of an echo signal. So we will discuss that part in the later sessions. And here we have some radars. We can use any type of radars depending on the applications. And next interaction. So first scientist, that means Heinrich Hertz. He was a German physicist. He proved in late 1880s that electromagnetic waves were generated by sparks from an oscillator. So he developed a concept that electromagnetic waves were generated and can be passed through space from an oscillator. And next, we have another scientist, that is Marconi. He was an Italian electrical engineer, and in 1895 he sent electromagnetic signal to a point several kilometers away. And in 1899, there is a communication that was developed between Britain and France. And in 1909, he won a Nobel Prize in Physics. So these are the two scientists' concepts which leads to the development of a radar. We have so many scientists, but I am giving only two of them. And next, the applications of radars. That means the radars can be used for various applications on ground, on sea, and in space. So some of the applications of radar are we can use the radar in controlling the air traffic as well as in ship safety. We can use the radar to sense the remote places, and we can also use the radar in military applications. We will discuss the applications of radar in brief in later sessions. So these are the main or most important applications of a radar. Next, coming to the basic principle of a radar. So radar is mainly used to detect the objects and finding their location. So we can understand the principle of a radar by using the figure here. Mainly, the basic building block of a radar consists of three elements, that is transmitter, receiver, and the antenna. The antenna may be a reflection antenna. That means a single antenna can be used for both transmission and reception purpose. We can also use two antennas for transmitting and for receiving. Here we are using only a single antenna for both the transmitting and receiving purposes. And whenever here we have a radar and here we have a target or an object. The target may be a person or an aeroplane or a ship or a vehicle. So here we have a target and here we have a radar. Whenever the radar sends the signal through the antenna, that means whenever the transmitter sends a signal through space by using antenna, the transmitted signal passes through space, and whenever it hits the target or whenever the target receives that signal, the target sends some echo signal or reflects the signal. That one is called as echo signal or reflected back signals. That signal is again passed through space in all directions, and whenever the radar antenna receives that signal, that received signal will again passes through the receiver. At the receiver, we can perform the related calculations by using the information of that echo signal. That means we can calculate the distance of a target, we can calculate the velocity of a target, we can also calculate the angle of a target from the radar by using that echo signals or the received signals. So this is the basic principle of a radar. That means radar sends the signals through space. Whenever the target hits that signal, then it reflects that signal. That signal is known as echo signal. The echo signal will again received by the antenna of a radar, and that signal will be passed to the receiver, and at the receiver the related calculations will be performed on that echo signal, and by that information we can calculate the distance of a target from the radar. So next, terminology of radar systems. So mainly we have the following basic terms which are useful in this tutorial. First one is range, and another one is pulse repetition frequency, and then we have maximum unambiguous range and minimum range. Range of a radar, and next pulse repetition frequency, and maximum unambiguous range and minimum range. First one is range of a radar. So what is range? So range is also called as a distance. So that is the distance between the radar and the target is called range of the target, or simply range capital R. So we know that radar transmits a signal to a target, and accordingly the target sends an echo signal to the radar with the speed of the light. So first radar transmits the signal to the target, and according that signal, the target sends an echo signal to the radar with the speed of light. So here, let the time taken from the radar to travel to the target is capital T. That means again back to the radar. So first the radar sends the signal to the target, again the target sends the signal to the radar. So the total time taken for the signal to travel from the radar to the target as well as back to the radar is capital T. And similarly, the two-way distance between the radar and the target will be 2r. So that means the distance between the radar and the target. That means the distance from radar to the target is capital R, and as well as the distance from target to the radar is capital R, and the total distance or the two-way distance becomes 2 into capital R. And here we have a range equation, capital R. So already we know the formula, that is speed is equal to distance by time. Speed is equal to distance by time. From this equation, distance is equal to speed into time. So here the total distance, that is the distance from radar to the target is capital R. Again the distance from target to the radar is capital R. Here we have the radar, here we have the target or an aeroplane. So the total distance becomes 2r. So distance is equal to 2r is equal to, here we have the signal speed as c, that is the speed of the light, that is equivalent to the speed of the light. So capital C into time. So the total time taken by the signal from the radar to the target as well as target to the radar is capital T. So totally we have the distance r is equal to Cg by 2. Here this equation represents the range of a radar or a distance of a radar. This is the fundamental range equation. We can determine the range equation, standard range equation in later slide. And next second one is pulse repetition frequency. So we know the radars should send the signal continuously. So radar signals should be transmitted at every clock pulse. So the duration between the clock pulses should be properly chosen. So we are sending the signals from the radar. That means we are sending the clock pulses from the radar. The duration between the clock pulses which we are sending should be properly chosen in such a way that the echo signal corresponding to the present clock pulse should be received before the next clock pulse. So that means we are sending the first clock. Suppose we are sending the first clock pulse and the clock pulse will be reached by the target. Whenever the target receives that signal, it sends some echo signals. So the time taken or the duration between the two clock pulses, that means we should send another clock pulse. The duration between those two clock pulses should be properly chosen in such a way that the echo signal corresponding to present clock pulse should be received before the next clock pulse. So that means before the next clock pulse, we should receive the echo signal of first clock pulse. Before the sending of next clock pulse, we should receive the echo signal of first clock pulse. So the duration between the two clock pulses should be properly chosen. So a typical radar waveform is shown in the following figure. So here we are sending the first clock pulse or first signal, first and after some time we are sending the another pulse. So the duration between these two clock pulses should be properly chosen, and the duration between these two pulses is known as pulse repetition time period. The duration between these two pulses is known as pulse repetition time period. The inverse of pulse repetition time period is also known as pulse repetition frequency. Pulse repetition time period is known as Tp. Pulse repetition frequency is known as F. So Fp is equal to 1 by T, where Fp is pulse repetition frequency and Tp is pulse repetition time period. So the duration between these two pulses should be taken in proper manner. So next one is maximum unambiguous range. So the radar signals transmits the signal or transmitted at every clock pulse. If you select a shorter duration between the two clock pulses, that means if you take the small duration between the two clock pulses, then the echo signal corresponding to the present clock pulse or first clock pulse will be received after the next clock pulse. That means if the duration between the clock pulses is small, then the echo signal related to the first clock pulse will be received after the next clock pulse. And due to this, the range of the target seems to be smaller than the actual range. So that is, if you receive the echo signal or echo pulse after the sending of second clock pulse, then we can treat it as second clock pulse echo. We can treat it as second clock pulse echo, but it is a first clock pulse echo. So whenever we are taking the duration of clock pulses as small, then it leads to the wrong calculation of range or wrong calculation of distance. So we have to select the duration of clock pulses in such a way that the echo signal corresponding to the present clock pulse will be received before the next clock pulse. So then we will get the true range of a target. It is called as maximum unambiguous range of the target. So we have to select the duration or time period between the two clock pulses in such a way that The echo signal corresponding to the first pulse or present pulse will be received before the next clock pulse starts. So then we will get the correct range equation or distance. That range equation or that distance is known as maximum unambiguous range, and it is taken as R is equal to R unambiguous, where range R is equal to unambiguous range and T is equal to TP. And we already know the equation, that is R is equal to CT by 2, and here if you substitute these two values, then unambiguous range is equal to C into TP by 2. And from this equation, we can get R unambiguous is equal to C by 2 FP, and FP is 1 by TP, or TP is equal to 1 by FP. So this is the unambiguous range equation. And third one is minimum range. So we will get the minimum, last one. So we will get the minimum range of the target when we consider the time required for the echo signal to receive at the radar after the signal being transmitted from the radar as pulse width. So it is also called as shortest range of the target or minimum range of the target. So the minimum range or the minimum distance of the target from the radar is known as R minimum. Capital R is equal to R minimum, or T is equal to capital T is equal to T or tau. If you substitute the values in the basic equation, so that is R minimum is equal to CT by 2. So this is the minimum range of a radar. So these are the fundamental equations which we can use in order to calculate the range of a radar in different manners. So next one is derivation of radar range equations. Already we know the basic range equation of a radar, and in this case we are finding the standard form of a radar range equation. So the standard form of radar range equation is also called as simple form of radar range equation. The standard form of radar range equation is also known as simple form of radar range equation. So we know that the power density is nothing but the ratio of power and the area. So we are finding the standard form of radar range equation. Before finding the radar range equation, we should find out the power density. So what is meant by power density? So power density is the ratio of power and area. So the power density is here, the power density is represented as PDI at a distance capital R from the radar, and mathematically it can be represented as PDI is equal to PT by 4 pi R square, where PT is amount of power transmitted by the radar transmitter. PT is amount of power transmitted by the radar transmitter, and PDI is the power density, and R is the distance that is from the radar. So PDI is equal to PT by 4 pi R square. This is the power density of that means this is the power density, which is the ratio of power in the area. So here PT is the power, that is the amount of power transmitted by the radar transmitter, and 4 pi R square is the area. And next, so the above power density is valid for an isotropic antenna. So isotropic antenna is nothing but the antenna which transmits the signals in all directions. But in general, radars use directional antennas. Radars normally uses directional antennas. Directional antennas means the antennas which transmits the signals in particular direction. So therefore, the power density due to the directional antenna. In previous equation, we derived the power density for the isotropic antenna, but in radars, we are using directional antennas. So the power density due to the directional antenna will be PDD, that is power density due to the directional antenna, is equal to PT into G by 4 pi R square, where PT is transmitted power and G is gain of the antenna, and 4 pi R square is the area of an antenna. So that is power density due to directional antenna is equal to PTG by 4 pi r square. Let it be equation 2, and in previous case we have taken an equation that is, so it will be treated as equation 1 and it is treated as equation 2. So here, whenever we are sending the signal through space, target radiates the power in different directions. Whenever the target receives that signal from the radar, the amount of power which is reflected back towards the radar depends on its cross section. So the amount of power which is reflected back towards the radar depends on its cross section. So whenever we are sending the signal from the radar or a from the directional antenna, then the target receives that signal and radiates the power in different directions from the received input power. So the amount of power depends on its cross section. So the power density of an echo signal. The power density of an echo signal, that means the power density of the signal from the target at radar can be mathematically represented as PDE is equal to PDD into sigma by 4 pi r square, where PDE is the power density of an echo signal. PDE is the power density of an echo signal. PDD is the power density of a directional antenna which is located at the radar into sigma by 4 pi r square. And consider this equation as third equation, where sigma is cross-sectional area. Substitute equation 2 in equation 3. Whenever we are substituting equation 2 in equation 3, already we know the equation, that is PDD. So PDD is equal to PTG by 4 pi r square, where PDD is the power density of a directional antenna. So PTG by 4 pi r square, and totally the power density of an echo signal, that is PDE, is equal to PTG by 4 pi r square into sigma by 4 pi r square. And next, the amount of power received by the radar depends on the effective aperture of the receiving antenna. So whenever the echo signal is reflected, that means if whenever the target reflects the signal, that signal is known as echo signal. That echo signal will be received by the radar by using that same directional antenna or a receiving antenna. So the amount of power received by the antenna is known as PR. The amount of power received by the directional antenna is known as PR is equal to PDE into A. PDE is the power density of an echo signal, and A is the effective aperture, or here PDE is the power density of an echo signal and A is the effective aperture of an antenna. So here this equation is known as fifth equation. Here this equation represents the received power, and next this figure represents here we have a radar, here we have a target, and the distance from the radar and the target is known as radar range, and here the radar transmits the signals in this manner, in this direction, and whenever the target receives that signal, it sends some echo signal, it reflects that signal, and again this signal is received by the radar antenna which is located at the radar. So here we have substitute equation 4 in equation 5. That means PD, already we know the PD value from equation 4. Substitute that equation in equation 5. Whenever we are substituting, PR is equal to PTG by 4 pi r square into sigma by 4 pi r square into A, where not A suffix A. That means A, E, and E. That means A, E is nothing but effective aperture of an antenna. Effective aperture of an antenna. Here E is missing. PR is equal to PTG by 4 pi r square into sigma by 4 pi r square into AE. If you simplify the equation, then we can get PR is equal to, just a minute. So if you simplify the equation, PR is equal to PTG into sigma AE by 4 pi whole square into capital R power 4. From this equation, capital R power 4 is equal to PT into G into sigma into capital AE by 4 pi whole square into PR. And from this equation, capital R is equal to PTG into sigma into AE by 4 pi whole square into PR whole power 1 by 4. So consider this equation as sixth equation. This equation is known as standard form of the basic range equation. Standard range equation of a radar. So next one is, we can also simplify this equation as in terms of S minimum. Here we have an equation. This one is known as standard form of equation. This equation will be taken in terms of S minimum also, that is minimum detectable signal. So that is, if the echo signal is having the power less than the power of the minimum detectable signal. If the echo signal power is less than the minimum detectable signal power, then the radar cannot detect the target since it is beyond the maximum range of a radar's range. So here we have some minimum detectable signal, minimum power we should have from the signal. If the echo signal is, if the echo signal power is less than the power of the minimum detectable signal power, that means the signal should have some minimum power in order to receive, the uh, in order to receive the signal from the radar, or in order to receive the signal by the radar antenna, the signal power, or the signal should have some minimum power. If the echo signal power is less than that minimum detectable signal power, then the radar cannot detect that target, because the target is beyond the maximum limit of the radar range. So therefore, we can say that the range of a target is said to be maximum range when the received echo signal is having the power equal to the minimum detectable signal power. So whenever the echo signal power is equal to the minimum power or minimum detectable signal power, then we can call the range of a radar is known as maximum range of a radar. Whenever the received signal power or the received echo signal power is equal to the minimum detectable signal power S minimum. When PR is equal to S minimum, PR is equal to the power of an echo signal. S minimum is minimum detectable signal. Then the range of a signal or the range of a radar is equal to the maximum range of a radar. So R will be equal to R max. So R max is equal to PTG into sigma into AE by 4 pi whole square. This is 4 pi whole square into S minimum. Here in place of PR we are substituting S minimum. When PR is equal to S minimum, then R will be equal to R max. So these two equations substitute in equation 6, then we can get R max is equal to PTG sigma AE by 4 pi whole square into S minimum whole power 1 by 4. This is the standard form of radar range equation in terms of minimum detectable signal. In terms of minimum detectable signal. And next one is modified forms of radar range equation. Modified form of radar range equation. We can also modify the radar range equation like, so we know the following relation between the gain of the directional antenna and the effective aperture. Gain of the directional antenna and the effective aperture. So that is G is equal to 4 pi AE by lambda square. This is the standard form of gain equation. G is equal to 4 pi A by lambda square, where A is effective aperture of an antenna and lambda is wavelength and G is the gain of the antenna. Substitute equation 8 in equation 7. So substitute this equation in the standard form of equation in terms of S minimum. So if you substitute this equation, then we can get R max is equal to Pt into sigma into Ae by 4 pi whole square into S minimum into 4 pi Ae by lambda square 4 over 1 by. Just substitute G is equal to 4 pi Ae by lambda square in equation 7. Then if you simplify this equation, then R max is equal to Pt into sigma into Ae square by 4 pi lambda square into S minimum whole power 1 by 4. So consider this equation as ninth equation, and this equation is known as modified form of radar range equation. And we can also simplify that equation. We will get the relation in terms of effective aperture. This is the modified range equation in terms of S minimum and in terms of A. And we can also simplify that equation. We can also get the modified equation in terms of G as well. So here we are building the relation between A and G. A is effective aperture and G is gain of the antenna. We know the effective aperture A is equal to G lambda square by 4 pi. Effective aperture of an antenna A is equal to G lambda square by 4 pi. This is the standard form of effective aperture equation of an antenna. Substitute this equation in equation 7. Substitute this equation in equation 7. So we can get the equation as R max is equal to PTG sigma by 4 pi whole square into S minimum into G lambda square by 4 pi whole power 1 by PTG sigma by 4 pi whole square into S minimum into G lambda square by 4 pi whole power 1 by 4. So R max is equal to Pt into G square lambda square sigma by 4 pi whole cube S minimum whole power 1 by 4. If you simplify the equation, then we can get the equation as R max is equal to Pt G square lambda square sigma by 4 pi whole cube S minimum whole power 1 by 4. Consider this one as 11th equation. This is also called as modified form of radar range equation. So we are having two equations here. This is the modified form of radar range equation in terms of Ae and S minimum. And here we have one more equation, that is R max is equal to Pt G square lambda square sigma by 4 pi whole cube S minimum whole power 1 by 4. This is in terms of G and S minimum. The above equation is in terms of Ae and S minimum. So depending on the application, depending on the requirement, we can use any of these equations. If you know the values of Ae and S minimum, we can use this equation in order to find out the maximum range of a radar. If you know the values of gain and S minimum or minimum detectable signal, we can find the maximum radar range equation by using this equation level. So this is about the introduction of radar systems. So let's recap. So in this session, we go through the overview of a radar. So that means, what is a radar? So radar is an electromagnetic detection system that works by radiating some electromagnetic signals through space and studying the echo signal from the target. And the acronym of radar is radio detection and ranging. We can also title as radio direction and range. So here, radio means we are sending some electromagnetic signals. Detection refers to whether the target is present or not, and ranging means ranging refers to the distance between the radar and the target. Here we have some figures of radar systems. We can use any type of the radar depending on the application. Here we have two more scientists for the development of a radar. And next, the applications of radar. We are having only four applications, main applications. we can have more number of applications. We will discuss that applications in later sessions. So these are the applications of radar: controlling the air traffic, ship safety, sensing the remote places, and in military applications. That means we can use the radar on ground, on sea, as well as in space also. So this is the basic principle of radar. In basic principle, we are studying that the radar transmits the signal through space by using the antenna, by using the transmitter. That means transmitter transmits the signal through space, transmits the signal by the antenna, and whenever the signal transmitted by the antenna, if there is a target receives that signal and reflects the signal back towards the radar. That signal is known as echo signal. Whenever the echo signal received by the same antenna, that signal will be passed to the receiver, and at the receiver, we can calculate the related data. That means the data may be a distance, that may be velocity, that may be an angle of a radar, an angle of the target from the radar. So depending on the application, we can calculate any of these parameters by using the information of echo signal. So terminology of radar systems, we have four terms. First one is range, pulse repetition frequency, and maximum unambiguous range and minimum range. The definitions and the equations of these four parameters already we have discussed. So that is, this is the range of a radar. So that is R is equal to Ct by 2, where R is the range of a radar and C is the velocity or the speed of the signal, and T is the time taken in order to transmit the signal from the radar to the target as well as target to the radar. And pulse repetition frequency, that is Fp. Fp is equal to 1 by Tp. Fp is pulse repetition frequency and Tp is pulse repetition time period. This is the duration of, this represents the duration of clock pulses, and that duration should be taken properly. And maximum unambiguous range, the maximum unambiguous range R unambiguous is equal to C by 2 Fp, where Fp is pulse repetition frequency and R unambiguous is unambiguous range. So the unambiguous range is the range from the target to the radar, and here also we should take the duration of clock pulses in a proper manner. Otherwise, it can lead to the wrong calculation of range equation. The next one is minimum range. So this is the minimum range equation. R minimum is equal to Ct by 2, where T is the minimum time and R minimum is minimum range. So R minimum is the minimum range of a target from the radar. So that is Ct by 2. So derivation of radar range equation. So here we are using, this is the power density equation. If if the antenna is an isotropic antenna, and next in radars normally we are using the directional antennas, and here this equation represents the power density of a directional antenna, and PDE is the power density of an echo signal. So the target sends some echo signal. The power density of that echo signal is represented as PDE. This is the power density from the radar, that is from the directional antenna of the radar. This is the power density of an echo signal, that is from the target. So we are substituting these equations, equation 2 and equation 3, then we can get the equation as PDE as equation 4. And here we have the amount of power received by the receiving antenna, which is located at the radar. If you substitute PDE value, then we can get the PR as PTG 4 pi r by 4 pi r square into sigma by 4 pi r square into AE. And finally, we can get the range equation. R is equal to PTG sigma AE by 4 pi whole square into PR whole power 1 by 4. So this is the standard form of radar range equation in terms of PR, and we can also calculate the standard form of radar range equation in terms of S minimum. When PR is equal to S minimum, then we can get the maximum range of a radar. So that is R max is equal to PTG sigma AE by 4 pi whole square S minimum whole power 1 by 2. This equation represents the standard form of radar range equation in terms of S minimum. And this we can also get the modified radar range equation. That means the maximum range equation in terms of PT and S minimum. Here we are substituting G value as 4 pi AE by lambda square. This is the maximum range equation or modified radar range equation in terms of S minimum and in terms of AE and S minimum. We can also get the equation in terms of S minimum and in terms of G. This is another modified radar range equation. Consider this one as Lorentz equation. So we have two radar range equation, that is modified radar range equations. Thank you.